Today, let's talk about one of the most important and fundamental topics in JavaScript, data types. What are data types? A piece of data can be a number, a word, a list, or something else. These types of data are different from one another. For example, we use numbers when we want to do math, and we use text to communicate messages. Because of these differences, JavaScript treats them as different types, like numbers, strings, arrays, objects, and more. Now, why does JavaScript need different data types? Well, if every piece of data were treated the same, say as a string, JavaScript wouldn't be able to perform math correctly. For instance, if you add the string 10 and 5, you'd get 10, 5, not 15. That's why it's important to have different data types. In JavaScript, data types are divided into two main categories: primitive and non-primitive types. Primitive data types include number, string, Boolean, undefined, null, BigInt, and symbol. And non-primitive data types include object, array, and function. Number is primarily used for mathematical operations. We also use it when we want to define values like price, age, quantity, and so on. String is written inside quotes. That means anything inside quotes is considered a string. For example, 5 is a string, not a number. We use strings wherever we need to work with text, words, or sentences. Boolean is a data type that only has two possible values: true, meaning yes or correct; false, meaning no or incorrect. It's used when we want to check a condition or make a decision. For example, if we create a variable called isRaining and set it to true, we can write an if statement that says, if it's raining, then print the message, "we need an umbrella," to the console. We get an undefined when we declare a variable but don't assign any value to it. For example, if we declare a variable named x and then try to log it without giving it a value, JavaScript will return undefined because the variable exists but hasn't been given any data yet. Now let's look at another case where we get undefined. When a function doesn't return anything. For instance, if we define a function that simply logs hello to the console and then store its result in a variable, that variable will hold the value undefined because the function didn't return anything. Another way we can get undefined is when we try to access a property in an object that doesn't exist. If we have an object with a name property but try to access an age property that hasn't been defined, the result will be undefined. Null means no value or empty value. Unlike undefined, which happens by default, we assign null intentionally. You might use null when a value doesn't exist yet but will later. You want to clear a value, or you're checking if something is missing. JavaScript's regular number type has a limit. When numbers go beyond this limit, calculations can become inaccurate. To handle extremely large numbers accurately, JavaScript uses a special data type called BigInt. It is useful in scientific fields or blockchain applications where very large numbers are common. You can't mix BigInt with regular numbers and operations. A symbol is a unique and special data type in JavaScript. It is used to create unique identifiers that cannot be confused with other values. Even if two symbols have the same description, they are always different and unique. Symbols are often used as unique keys in objects to prevent accidental overwriting or access by other parts of the code. Symbols are often hidden in loops like foreign and are used in libraries or frameworks to protect data from being accidentally accessed or overwritten. Objects are one of the most powerful features in JavaScript. Think of them like containers that hold key-value pairs. You can access object properties like this. Let person_name equals person.name. Then we print it to the console. You can even add or update values anytime. We can update the person's age by writing person.age equals 26. And we can also add a new property, like country, by saying person.country equals USA. Just like that, we're modifying or expanding the object. Arrays are special types of objects in JavaScript that let us store multiple values in a single list. We can access each item using its index. And remember, indexing starts at 0. So, if we want to get the second item from a fruits array, we'd write something like, let second fruit equals fruits at index 1. Then, we log it to the console. Arrays also come with built-in methods that let us easily manipulate the data. For example, to add a new item to the end of the array, we use fruits.push and pass in the value. In this case, orange. Then, if we want to remove the last item, we simply call fruits.pop. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think, or if you have any questions. See you in the next video.